Are you thinking about moving to South Florida, but you're not really sure which city and you've been exploring? Well, today I'm going to go over a map tour, so it should help you out, so stick around. What's up, everybody? It's April Laura, your Florida realtor, right here in West Palm Beach today, and I am going to do a full map tour of East and West and some of the cities that are within the West Palm Beach area. It should give you a much better idea of where the cities are, where they're located, and everything you need to know about what the areas entail. If this is your first time to my channel and you want to know everything there is about working, eating, sleeping, playing, and living in Palm Beach County and in Florida, then make sure you tap that subscribe button and ring the little bell so you're notified every time I do a new video, because it's pretty much all I talk about. My team and I are helping people relocate every single day, and we'd love to help you too. I love putting content out and helping educate people from around the world, but I'd like even more to help you with your real estate needs. So make sure you give us a call, send us a text, shoot us an email, somehow get in touch with us, because we've got your back when you're moving to Florida. Now let's talk about the map. Okay, so let's get into it. Now I'm gonna do, I think from like West Palm Beach down to Boca, and maybe I'll do another video in the future that has West Palm North, because it's a lot of ground to cover and it'll probably be a really long video. So maybe I'll split it into two. So, what prompted this video is that I did have a call just the other day, and a really nice lady called me and she was interested in West Palm Beach, but I think she thought West Palm Beach and Palm Beach County are interchangeable. So obviously they're not. One is a county, which comprises a bunch of different cities from Jupiter all the way down to Boca Raton. That's Palm Beach County. And like Fort Lauderdale is located in Broward County. So there's Miami, which is in Dade County, Fort Lauderdale, which is in Broward County, and then West Palm Beach, Boca Raton, Delray Beach, Boynton, all these places, Jupiter, Juneau, Palm Beach Gardens, that's all in Palm Beach County, which is the county that I'm gonna concentrate on today. So she thought that Palm Beach County was West Palm Beach. And so she was a little confused about the cities. And I thought, let me just do this video. I also got a question about kind of like the acreage area. So let's scroll in here, okay? Let's go over West Palm Beach first. Okay, so West Palm Beach downtown area is going to be all the way east, just like every other city here. I've done a video on downtown West Palm. I've done a couple, so make sure you check them out. And let me just go to there we go. Let's go to the satellite. So when you cross over this bridge here, this is Palm Beach Island, which is on the Barrier Island. I think most people don't realize this Barrier Island goes north and south, and it pretty much runs all the way up and down the coast of Florida. So when people talk about like either being on the island or being across the bridge on the beaches, you're really on the Barrier Island before the mainland starts. And Palm Beach Island is no different. So downtown West Palm Beach is all on the very east side. This road is Okeechobee, and we'll talk a little bit more about that in just a minute. But this whole area down here is all downtown. E.R. Bradley's is a great little spot. It's been there for a really long time. It has a great history. They're kind of developing a lot more in the downtown area of West Palm Beach. It's really becoming more like a mini Fort Lauderdale, and I think eventually it will grow to be that. But some really nice new hotels, rooftop bars, restaurants, things like that. Different little restaurants and things, and shops that are opening up, some cool coffee shops and things like that. So if you live in West Palm Beach, downtown West Palm, you can live downtown high-rise living, you can walk. So there is walkability if you live down here in a condo, and then you can like bike or walk over one of these bridges, go over to the island, and there's some beautiful, beautiful places here. This Church of Bethesda by the Sea is absolutely gorgeous. I always suggest anybody that's coming in, definitely take this. If you're starting in West Palm, take County Road and just go all the way until you can go over to the beach. Okay, so take this all the way south, and you see how this kind of goes all the way down A1A. So take that road A1A all the way down. You can take it as far down to like Boca, or you just keep on going. It is a beautiful ride. I know California has the Pacific Coast Highway, which is absolutely stunning. I've done that ride a few times. This is very beautiful for our county. So if you have any chance to just cruise and see some gorgeous homes, multi-million-dollar homes, especially on the island. On the island, you know, they're 40 million and up. It's crazy. So definitely take that road, and while you're seeing houses, kind of take a break, go see the beautiful ocean, the beautiful homes. It's stunning. And then getting back to West Palm. So that's downtown. And then when you go west, okay, you're going to cross over I-95. Let me scroll out for a minute. I-95 and the Florida Turnpike are the main highways that run north-south. Okay, that's I-95. This is the Turnpike. I-95 can be pretty treacherous to drive, so I really avoid it at all costs, but I also do drive on it a lot, almost every day. So there's lots of trucks, lots of cars, everybody's on I-95. It has no tolls, so it's just the interstate that runs through the state. And then the Florida Turnpike does have tolls, so it's going to be less traveled, but still very busy. Typically, the Turnpike is, I think, a little bit safer because it's wider, you know, it's younger, I guess is the best word to describe it. It's younger than I-95, and it's a toll road, so not everybody is on it. And so, you know, it's a little bit more pleasant to drive, but of course, during rush hour, you have cars everywhere. If you're east of 95, there's, you know, things that we kind of say in real estate and down here in Florida, it's like, oh, is it east of 95 or is it east of A1A? So I'm sorry, US 1. US 1 is this right here. So that goes also north and south. So if you're east of US 1 on the mainland, that's pretty east. And of course, so prices are going to change, the types of homes are going to change. And if you're on the Barrier Island, that's like prime real estate anywhere in the county, pretty much. Okay. So before we go west of 95, you have downtown, and then just south of West Palm Beach, downtown are some great little neighborhoods. Okay. Now, these are like historic neighborhoods and things that you might be interested in. Beautiful homes that have a lot of character here. Okay, there's Flamingo Park, Sunshine Park, El Cid, Southland Park, Poinciana Park. There's all kinds of little neighborhoods here. And then if you keep going south, there's like south of Southern, we call it So-So. And if you keep going, then there's like a couple more historic districts in Lake Worth and things like that. So those are great homes if you're looking for homes that are not cookie cutter and you want to be east. Now, they are a little pricier, obviously, and they're older. So it just comes with the territory. And then there are some homes in that area that have been either renovated, if they're not historic, like totally renovated, or torn down, and modern homes have been placed in that area as well. So you do have some options, but for the most part, if you want character and you want like a historic home or an old Florida home in the area, this is a great area to look in. Now, so going west, like all up here, you have a bunch of like townhomes and things like that. So if you're like a first-time home buyer and you need to be centrally located and something on the more affordable side, like a 2-2 or maybe a 3-2 condo, we might be able to find you something up in this area. There is a Whole Foods right here. There's BrandsMart. So West Palm Beach has a lot of the main, you know, big box stores and things like that. Palm Beach Lakes is also another area that has like smaller townhomes and things like that that might be more affordable. Now, Okeechobee Boulevard here, this runs east-west, and on Okeechobee, you're going to find a lot of car dealerships, all of the big box stores, like pretty much all of them. So this whole road is just very, very heavily retail. Okeechobee Steakhouse, that's a really old steakhouse that has been around, I don't know how long, but it is a staple in West Palm Beach. And if you like steaks, you should check it out. So you have Lowe's, you have everything here. Okay. Now, everything in between like the Turnpike going east is pretty much older. Like all of these neighborhoods that are north and south of Okeechobee are pretty much older. You have Century Village, which is a humongous like condo development for 55 and older. And it's been there for, oh my God, decades, and it's really old. But there's a lot of affordable condos in there if you're 55 and older. And then here is where you're going to see some of the newer development. Newer, when I say newer, I mean from like early 2000s newer. Okay, so because we've been developing down here for quite a while. So this is is all newer homes, newer developments, and this is actually, this is Breakers West, which is really nice. I think it's a small membership community. Does it have membership? It might be optional. I can't remember right now. So then when you go further out is where you're going to hit Royal Palm Beach. The high school is here. You're just crossing over 441 here and going into, just keep going west here. Let me scroll out a little bit so you see exactly what I'm talking about. So, yep, this is Okeechobee heading all the way west. You're going to go into Royal Palm Beach. Now, Royal Palm Beach is just north of Wellington. There's some great these are all great areas. Like I would say from here all the way out here, these are great areas for families and going into Wellington. So Royal Palm Beach has been developing for quite a while as well. And when I moved to Wellington in like 2003, Royal Palm Beach was not that big of a deal, but now there's a lot of development, a lot of renovated homes, some newer builds, things like that. Just great things for families. Like you have everything necessary, like your Costco's, Target, you have like this Calypso Bay Water Park. You have everything you need. It's in between Royal Palm Beach and like Wellington. I've done a video on Wellington before, so make sure you check it out. So if you live in Royal Palm Beach, if you can't get everything you need from like the local shopping and things like that, then you kind of come into Wellington for like the mall and like the Whole Foods, Trader Joe's. Wellington pretty much has everything. So in between West Palm and the West area, that's the next Whole Foods kind of area where they have Fresh Market, Whole Foods, Orange Theories, things like that. Like everything is in Wellington pretty much except for like nightclubs. If you want nightclubs, you have to go downtown West Palm. Wellington is very known for being a family-friendly area. Lots of people move to Wellington to raise their children. Great school zones there. Also good school zones in Royal Palm Beach, so check those out. And it's just a kind of encapsulated. So everything you need in Wellington is definitely there. Like you have everything except for nightclubs. So there's not a huge amount of walkability like if you're in the downtown area, but if you're raising children, most of the time you're living a suburban life, you're in a single family home with other people that are just like you, and you kind of want the convenience of schools that are nearby, great shopping nearby, like everything is probably within like 5 to 15 minutes drive. And most of the time it's 5 to 10 minutes. So 15 minutes is a long time. So that is just kind of, the north border is southern. The east border is 441 for the most part. There's like a couple of things, like there's one development, which is Olympia. There's a couple of developments on the west side of 441, but for the most part, Wellington is on the west side. And then it also borders with Lake Worth Road. So that's the southern border is Lake Worth Road, and that goes all the way out and goes around. I would highly encourage you to drive Wellington. I have some driving directions for that if you're looking in the area. It's really a great area to raise your children and raise a family. So the mall at Wellington Green is there. There's all kinds of older developments because Wellington really developed well before the 2000s, like in the beginning. I think it started maybe in the 1970s, and then late 1990s and early 2000s, they kind of did a master plan community starting with the mall, and then a bunch of different developments started out. So lots of great homes there, lots of great opportunity. Let me just show you really quick Westlake. So Westlake is also very popular because it's really the newest, biggest planned development community in the area. So, a lot of people call me on Westlake because they want new construction. If you want new construction, you only have a couple options depending on your price point. If you're anywhere between the 500 price point, then you're going to have to go to Westlake in Palm Beach County. So you can see the downtown area, the ocean, the beaches in relation to Westlake. So if you live in Westlake, you can go up to Palm Beach Gardens and go east, or you can go south to Okeechobee and go to West Palm this way, or go into the Wellington area or Royal Palm Beach. So from Westlake to probably the back tip of Wellington, that's like 20 minutes, but really if you come into Wellington, you're probably going to the shopping. So I would say that's closer to like a half an hour drive. And then maybe the same thing going into Palm Beach Gardens. But they are doing a development a little bit closer, like in this area. So it might be a little closer to go up there. It just depends. So, but you should know where Westlake is. And then Westlake is kind of located in the Loxahatchee kind of area, in Loxahatchee, and also the acreage. You're going to find a lot more land, larger parcels of land. Okay. You can see here with the acreage. The thing with the acreage is that it's not, some areas are not paved. Like some of the roads are not paved. So, you know, some are paved, some are not paved. You have beautiful homes on these nice large lots, maybe an acre or more than an acre. They've created ponds, beautiful landscaping, gorgeous home, driveways, very kind of, you know, it could be a little bit grand. And then your neighbor can just have like, you know, a basic house that's not taken care of, no, you know, paved driveway. So that's the only thing with the acreage, is that it's very hit and miss. You know, some blocks in some areas are nicer and then some aren't. So just keep that in mind. So if you're looking for land or more space, more acreage, you might want to look in the acreage, but just know that, you know, it may or may not be what you're looking for. You really need to come and drive it. So I'm going to go south now. So that's Wellington, and just south of West Palm Beach and east of Wellington is like Lake Worth and also Green Acres. So Green Acres is here. It's kind of like in the middle. And then if you go further east, that's Lake Worth. So Lake Worth is, I don't really get too many calls on Lake Worth. There have been some newer developments closer to Wellington, right off of the Turnpike, which are great neighborhoods in great school zones and newer homes, like in the last 5 years. So there may be some resales there that you might be interested in. And I think those are very good choices for families. Now, going a little bit further, we're going to be hitting Boynton Beach. So Boynton Beach is coming up in the world, and it's always been more affordable, and those prices have skyrocketed because anything in the area basically has gone up. So if people cannot afford the more expensive areas like Boca Raton or Delray Beach or Jupiter, then I always suggest Boynton Beach. Okay, so Boynton Beach runs, this is the main drag, which is Boynton Beach Boulevard. And out here along the Turnpike and Lyons Road especially is where GL Homes did the canyons. So the canyons is kind of like a master plan community where you just have all kinds of canyon springs, canyon, I think lakes, like there's all kinds of beautiful homes out here built about 10, 15 years ago. And then there's also the Valencias, which are 55 and older, very highly desirable. I have quite a few clients that want to be in the Valencias, and you know, the houses pop up every so often. And then there's a newer development for the Valencias that's coming up quite soon. So a great area again for families. All of this is, like I said, newer and where people more kind of want to be. Everything in between west and kind of east is, you know, a couple of different communities. I mean, we have some scattered communities that are newer, right? But you can see it's pretty much west of Military Trail. That's another main drag. Military Trail kind of cuts through the middle of the county. So it's good to know whether you're east or west of Military Trail, because if you're east of it, you're further east. If you're west of it, you're kind of considered further west. And here, I think this is Congress Avenue. That's another main drag. So Congress Avenue goes north and south, and that's a main drag off of I-95. And right in this area, you have, like you see, Lowe's, you have all the big box stores. So there's a lot of retail on Congress, and that's where a lot of retailers will find placement because it's just a very popular road. It's very well traveled, and it goes north and south on the east side. So from Military Trail east, you're going to find like older homes. Again, you're going to find some 55 and older, kind of scattered, right, in all throughout the county, like Leisureville. There's a few Leisurevilles throughout Florida, and those are just small single family homes that are 55 and older. And then you have like some membership communities we're getting into, Hunters Run Country Club, the club at Quail Ridge. These are some membership communities. There's another one out west called Aberdeen. That's really pretty. I'm losing my place in the on the map, but yes, it's kind of like in this area. So there's all kinds of options, but yes, these are going to be older developments, and these over here are going to be much older, like homes. Small little single family homes that were built a long time ago. So these are like your 1950s-ish style homes when you go way east. And this whole area going east is very, very popular. Okay, so Bethesda Hospital is here, and anything that is kind of south of this area, south and east of this area has blown up in the last 2 years because of the proximity to Atlantic Avenue. So Delray Beach is driving all of this business because you're about 2 miles to the avenue where all the action, all the fun is. And that's where everybody wants to be close to. You're also very east. So here you have there's like three public beaches in Boynton Beach. So you're close to the beaches, you're close to the avenue, you're close to Delray Beach, which is off of Atlantic Avenue. You're really close to a lot of great stuff. So Boynton Beach doesn't have like a Whole Foods, Trader Joe's, all that stuff. So you're gonna have to go further south in Delray to get to that. It's off of Wellington, which is right over here. So with that being said, let's go into Delray Beach. So Delray Beach is kind of north and south of Atlantic Avenue, which is this drag right here. Now the Westlake area is, like I said, brand new construction, and a lot of young families especially are flocking there. There is also a 55 and older development by Crestwinds, and that's by, I believe, Coulter is the developer. So it's a great option for new construction. It is a planned development. It's got all kinds of great things. They're going to have like A-rated schools, and it's really in the earlier phases of development. So there's not a lot of like shopping, or the town center hasn't been built yet, but they were smart. They did do the adventure park, which the adventure park is incredible. It's a huge pool with like fountains, a slide for the kiddos. There's a BMX bike ramp area. There's a food truck area. There's an amphitheater. Like there's so many things in this adventure park. You really are not going to want to go anywhere else. So if you live in Westlake, everybody has access to that adventure park. And if you end up buying 55 and older in Crestwinds, which is really a beautiful community, I've shown and I've, helped a lot of people buy in Crestwinds as well. It's really gorgeous. The construction is wonderful and the finishes are great. And if you are in Crestwinds, you do have access to the adventure park, like the all ages area, but you also have your own amenities as a 55 and older resident. So if you want to be with, people of your own age, then you can stay in the amenities that are provided by Crestwind. And if you want to go, see where all the youngins are hanging out, watch the kids play, then you can go to the adventure park area. So, there's lots available there. The price points are kind of like honestly, I think it's under 5 is the base home, but most people, not everybody, but the majority of people do have options as far as like upgrades and things like that. And with the lots, so you're gonna probably be over 500. So just so you know, it's like, I would say the least expensive in that area is about in the 500s and up. So, and they also have an estate section, which are a lot fewer homes, larger lots. They're spread out, more estate style homes. And those are like closer to $1 million and up. So there are quite a few different areas, and it'll be about 4,500 homes total. And I think they've built about 1,000 or 1,500, maybe 2,000 by this point. But it is about a year and a half-ish wait at this time. And this is, May of 2022. I'm not sure when you're watching this video, but this is also a great option in the area. So let me know if you're interested in Westlake. But in order to find that perfect place that you may be thinking of or wanting to go see, or maybe you need another map tour or a different area information, make sure you give us a call, send us a text, shoot us an email, somehow get in touch with us, because we've got your back when you're moving to Florida, and we can't wait to talk to you.